Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of RPG Maker RMVXACE, the tutorial series. I'm happy to announce today that we are out of the database, and today we will be jumping right into game creating, to making your game, and we will be learning today how to start your game with a cutscene. In this process we will be learning a number of skills that will be transferable into hundreds of other options later on in your game creation process. One big thing we will be learning today is switches and self-switches. They are very similar but very versatile in their own ways, okay? So the first thing I want to do is tell you what my plans are for this game, this scene I should say. What I want is at the beginning, instead of having your character and having control of the character right away, we're going to see a little cutscene in which a girl walks in from this entrance into this room and says to the person behind the desk, "Don't tell Bastion that I'm here." And then she's gonna go and she's gonna hide, and then the cutscene will be over. That's just a simple cutscene that we're gonna have, and then the game will start, and Bastion will come in as well, and he'll ask the desk person. So this is the second part of the cutscene. He'll ask the desk person if he's seen this girl, and the desk person will be like, "No, I haven't seen her at all." And then I'll give control of the game to the character, to the player. He'll have control over Bastion again, and then he'll have to go find the girl. Now we'll be able to see the girl easy. We're not going to make this difficult or elaborate. It's going to be very simple, just for the sake of teaching you these skills, and then you can use your own creative abilities to make this more complicated for the purpose of your own game, okay? So the first thing we're going to do, I don't want Bastion to be visible at the start of this cutscene. So what we have to do is go into the database. We have to go to System, the System tab, and we have to say Transparent On. And I spoke to you earlier in a previous episode that this makes the character invisible or clear at the start of the game, so you cannot see the character. Now this is a starting position. Make sure you are on the event setting, the event tab up here in the top. You cannot interact with your events if this is not selected, so make sure that's selected. This is a starting position for Bastion. This is where he starts when you start a new game, and only then. It does not control where your character comes onto a new map. It just controls where you start at the beginning of the game. To create one of these, you right click, you say start a new position, or set a starting position, and you pick what you want to start in that location. In our case it's the player, okay? So I want the girl to come in from this pathway right here, and I don't want Bastion to be in the way. I can make her walk through things, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to put Bastion out of the way. I mean, there's no harm in doing that. So then what we're going to do is I'm going to actually create a hiding space for our girl. By the way, I made this map previously in other episodes. This is not set up just for this episode. This is all stuff that we've been building upon as we go. Two things you should know about what's already here if you haven't watched previous episodes. These green tiles cause damage to the player via the tile set tab here. They are set as damage floor, which causes a percentage of damage to the player every time he steps on a tile marked as damage floor. The next thing that we have is this tile here is set as a counter, and what that means, it's this button right here. Those tiles allow you to interact with the NPC behind the counter without talking to her directly. You in fact can talk to the counter instead. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to create a hiding spot for this girl. So I'm going to make a little bit more floor here. I'm going to put in a wall, and I'm going to put in, yeah, more of that. Okay, so she's going to come up here and she's going to hide in this corner. So back to the event tab, I'm going to create this right here. We're going to say right click and new event. We're going to pick a graphic for our female. So I'm going to pick this one right here, the girl standing away from the screen because she's going to be walking north. Okay. When you're looking at these sprite sheets, everything down the middle row of a character is their static standing still position. Everything on the right and left are frames of her taking a step. So if you don't want her to be standing still with her left leg out, use the middle row. So that's our character. Now a big thing here, actually let me backstep for a second. I'm going to say none. We're going to leave the graphic blank. Sorry to throw you around a bit. we're going to leave the graphic blank. I forgot that this was the plan, and there's a reason. Because I want to show you switches for starters. I want to show you self switches, and I want to you know, give you options. We want nobody to be in the room. I want you to see that she just arrived in this cutscene. So at first she's going to be blank, and we're going to turn her graphic on with a control switch. Okay, so we're going to learn a lot here. If you need to come back, you can always pause the video and rewatch it, or ask questions in the comment section. Okay, so at the start she's going to be invisible. But we want this to be auto run. I don't want to have to activate this. I'm going to go to the trigger section here, and I say auto run, and this means when you come onto this map, in this case we start here when we start a new game, so this will happen on its own. You don't have to click enter on the girl or on anything to trigger this. Okay, and we're going to call this event the cutscene girl. Okay, so what's going to happen is at the very beginning I want to wait just a few seconds. Okay, so the first thing that I want to happen, by the way, I'm going to go and I'm going to make sure this girl's named. We didn't do that. Girl behind counter. So now the girl behind the counter is named, so we can find her in a list later, and I'll show you that list. So cutscene girl, at the start I want to create some ambience. So what's going to happen with this girl? I want her to first I want her to just kind of wander around a little bit. So I'm going to double click in this space here. We're going to control this entire cutscene with this event, with cutscene girl. So we're going to be controlling Bastion, we're going to be controlling the girl behind the counter. All of it is going to be controlled with just this girl alone. Okay, so I'm going to click in here and I'm going to set a move route, and that's on tab 2 in the movement section. You're going to set move route. Okay, so in this box you can select what is moving, who is moving. In this case I want to move the girl behind the counter. Okay, girl behind counter. Okay, I want to move her around just to create some ambience, to show that she's busy, she's doing her thing. Okay, I'm going to have her move left, so you kind of have to remember where she started for your own purposes. She's going to move left, she's going to look up after she moves left, so she's going to move to this square and face up. So move left, turn up, and then wait 60 frames. Okay, 60 frames is usually 1 second. Okay, so she's going to turn left, she's going to move up, she's going to wait, and then she's going to move left, move right, and turn up, and wait, and she's going to move right again, and turn up, and wait, and then she's going to move left, and turn up, and wait. Now that will send her back to this position, but she'll be looking north. And you may be saying, well, what is she doing? Okay, what am I doing with that movement route? I'm going to go in here into these tabs here. What could she be doing? She's got these fridges here. Okay, I'm going to put some of these in here. She's got these fridges and filing cabinets, I guess, and she's just doing her work, she's just doing her thing. Okay, so she'll be moving around, interacting, looking at those things. She's not actually doing anything, and I haven't looped that either. Okay, she's just going to do that. She's going to go to each of these things, just doing her thing. Then all of a sudden, okay, all of a sudden when she's done that, I'm going to make the girl appear. Okay, the girl that's coming in, she's going to appear. To do this, to change this graphic, I want to make a new page. Okay, and I'm going to say control self switch. Now a self switch only controls this event, the event we're dealing with right here, this window. It can't control anything else in the world directly. Indirectly it can, but not directly. Okay, so a self switch will flip these pages. See how I have 2 pages at the top because I said new event page. One thing that you must learn about pages is the page farthest to the right with the largest number will always happen first if there is no condition. Okay, it will always take precedence. So if there's no condition on either of these, and let's say page 1 has a bunch of events in it like this, but page 2 is blank, if I leave no conditions, page 2 is going to happen. and we'll never see these effects if page 2 is blank and doesn't bring us back to page 1 for whatever reason. But page 2 will always take precedence over page 1 unless we put in a condition. So the condition for page 2 is going to be that self switch A is on. Okay? Now a switch is like a light switch. Okay? That's all there is to it. It's a light switch. It can either be on or off. Page 2 will not happen unless self switch A is on. You have to flick the switch on yourself. It's not going to do it by itself. So, in page 2, you will suddenly be able to see the girl, okay? Actor 4, this girl, okay? She's going to show up when page 2 is activated. To activate that, we need to throw a control switch, which, to do this, I double-clicked in a blank space, and I'm going to say control self switch, which is in tab 1, in the game progression, control self switch. You click that, and you get to pick a self switch. In our case, self switch A is on. There, we've done it. That's it. Control page 2 will now be on. Okay? When page 2 turns on, suddenly this girl will show up, and we need to set this to auto run as well. Otherwise, our event will stop dead, and this will be where it ends. And we don't want that. I'm going to take a quick drink. Okay, thank you. So what we want, when she shows, maybe there's a door here. We can't see it, but maybe there's a door. So we can play with some sound effects. Okay, I'm going to say play sound effect in event 2, and that's the first thing that will happen. We're going to hear a door slamming. So I think there's a door. Door A B C D down. Come on, tell me there's a door sound effect. Okay, close. Okay, you hear that? There's different door sound effects. We're gonna go with this one. Okay. So boom. So there's a sound effect. Boom. This girl appears. What happens? This girl at the counter. We're gonna have her shocked by it. We're gonna wait 60 seconds or 60 frames just to give her time to react. She's not a machine. She's not going to react the second it happens. So we're going to give her a second to figure out what's going on. That's why we're waiting 60 seconds. And then we're going to show a balloon animation, an exclamation mark. Okay, show balloon icon. That's in page 2 under characters, and we're going to make the girl behind the counter show an exclamation balloon. And we're not going to wait for that to complete. One second. Apply. I just wanted to make sure one thing, but that I didn't make a mistake. So you have an option here in when we're setting that move route to wait for it to complete. Okay. You have 3 options here that I never really covered. You can have her repeat this over and over again, or you can skip if she gets stuck, just so the game doesn't freeze, or you can wait for this to complete before anything else carries on. In our case, we want this to happen. We want her to, finish her entire route here before we move on. So I want to I came back here to make sure that this was checked off. All is good. Okay. So on page 2, this is where we are. So we're showing the balloon icon of an exclamation mark when the door closes. And I want to add some flavor to this. So I'm going to add a sound. I'm going to double click on the show balloon because I want to put this sound effect right above it. Okay, play sound effect, and we're going to have, there's a nice jump sound effect. Jump, J for jump. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, J. So I like number 1 for this. So if you double click in a blank, it will put the thing you're adding underneath what you have. If you double click on something, it will put what you're adding just above what you double clicked on. So that's, you see the play sound effect showed up right above our show balloon. Okay. So when the balloon icon comes up, we're going to wait another 60 seconds just for fluidity control. Okay. She's going to turn down. So double click. Set move route, and the girl behind the counter is going to turn down. She's going to look at the door because someone just came in, okay? Then we're gonna have the girl who just came in, a cutscene girl. We're gonna have her move towards the counter. You have to find out how many spaces that is, okay? So she's showing up right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 spaces is how much she has to move to arrive at the counter, okay? Set move route. And you have to pick who it is. So the cutscene girl, or you can say this event, because this event is the one we're dealing with. Cutscene girl is the event we're working in. So you can use this event or cutscene girl. She has to move 4 spaces up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Wait for completion, we want that. Okay? And when she arrives at the counter, she's going to say something. Oh, you know what? We'll have the girl say something first, the girl behind the counter. To do that, we look at what her icon sprite looks like. It's that little blonde girl with the red hat. And so she's going to talk. She's going to show text. So that's how we make someone talk. Double click here, say tab 1, show text, and she'll be like, can I help you? A little bit of a stutter. She's nervous. Question mark. And we'll pick a face for her. We need to find someone who's got, you know, that sort of, this girl right here. She's got the red hair, the blonde hair. This is definitely the face for this girl. Can I help you? Okay, so that's what she's going to say. And this girl coming in, the cutscene girl, will answer, I'm hiding from that Bastion kid. Don't tell him I'm here. And we'll pick a face for her. She's in the new actors here, down here. It's this girl. Okay? So, she's hiding from the Bastion kid. Don't tell him I'm here. And we will double click and create another one, and the girl will say, oh. Okay. Got it. Oops. Okay. So, after they've had their conversation, remember that cutscene girl will be right here by now, where my mouse is. She's then going to move 1, 2, 3 to the left. So I'm going to set move route. Cutscene girl will move 1, 2, 3 to the left, and then she'll move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. Move up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then she'll move 1, 2 to the left. Move left 1, 2, and then she'll face right because she's looking the way she came. She's going to wait there. She's not going to face the wall, so she's going to turn right when she's done all that. And we're going to wait for that to complete as well. So then we want Bastion to appear. So we're going to double click here. We're going to go to the second tab under character, and we're going to say change transparency, and the character's transparency will be set to off. And if you hold your mouse over here, it'll say off will show the player. Okay? So actually, you know, so after she gets there, that's when we're turning him on. Now he's standing right here. We don't want him to just poof appear here out of nowhere. So we can do one of two things. We can actually have the character start here. But obviously we had the girl start down there, so we can't overlap these. That's the problem that we have. So this is why I'm going to do it this way. On page 2, before his transparency is turned off, I'm going to transfer the player, so on movement, transfer the player to a direct destination right here, so you can change where he goes, but we're going to say right here, and he's going to be facing up, direction up, and his fade, his transparency is going to be set to normal, okay? And that's what we're going to do. So after the girl has made it to this top left corner and faced right, we're going to teleport the character to this location right here facing up, and we're going to change his transparency to off so that, you know, we can see him again. Then he is going to set his move route, so the player is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4 and face the girl. So he's going to move 4 up, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to wait till that's finished, and then we're going to show text. He's going to ask the girl, have you seen cutscene girl? And we're going to put Bastion's active face in here. He's in this tab right here. And the girl behind the counter is going to do that thing where she lies to us. And she says, oh, of course not. She's definitely not in here. And we'll hint to the character that she's lying. Wink. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. And then, so that, one second, I lost my train of thought. Oh snap. So then we'll add one more show text. He'll say, I think I'm still going to take a look around. So I keep losing my train of thought. I'm getting sleepy. Oh, by the way, these tab marks here, these little tick marks, if you put, I forgot actually, if you put a picture in here, you got to kind of use these arrows to know when to stop your text. So I should be cutting it off here. I should be pressing enter and actually having the text stop before this first arrow. Otherwise it's going to run off the text box. So I'm not going to go back and edit all these. I mean, I could, I guess, but make sure when you guys are doing your text you cut them off before they hit that box, okay? Otherwise they'll run off the screen. But anyway, I think I'm still going to take a look around. And what needs to happen here is, this is when the control comes back to the character and he can walk around and the event stops running, okay? So what we need to do here is control a self switch again, okay? Or control a regular switch. And I've already taught you how to use the control switch, so now we'll use a regular switch. Actually, you know what? We'll use a regular switch next, when we find the girl. Okay, so I'm just going to use a control switch again. So now we're going to control self switch B. Okay, control self switch B on, and then a new page. And on this new page, which is farther right, so when this self switch is on B, we'll open up our farthest right page, and it'll be blank. We just leave it blank. That's it. We don't do anything else with it. What this does is this stops the event from running because we've turned on this blank page with no processes. Oh wait, we don't want to do that. We want to we do want to pick a graphic for this girl, otherwise she'll disappear and we don't want that. So I do want to have this girl over here. She's going to be facing right, remember? So when the control switch is turned on, sorry for misleading you guys, when the control switch is turned on, she will be facing right. And then we're going to make her trigger an action button. So in order to talk to her, you will have to click on her once you find her. Sorry that I made that mistake, guys, and that I'm rambling and changing my mind. This stuff is, even if you plan it out, which I have, it's hard to do it all in one take. It's hard not to trip over your own thoughts. And even when you guys are making stuff like this for your game, you're going to find that you'll make really dumb mistakes as you're making it, and you'll play your game and it'll crash, or it'll freeze, or something will do something you don't want it to, and you'll be like, what the fuck did I do wrong? And you'll go back and you'll look through all your stuff and you'll realize that you've made a very silly error. And so me trying to talk out loud and do all this stuff, I'm going to make mistakes. So sorry if I'm frustrating to listen to, but what we will do, like I said, she's going to face to the right, and darn it, you found me. So I'm adding this new text here to the girl, and she will say this only when you press the action button, okay? So when you walk up here and you find her and you press enter on her, or spacebar, she will say this. Okay? When we find her and we press enter, I want to do something. I want to have it awesome. I want a big success word to pop up on the screen, okay? So to do that, we will use a switch. This is when I'll teach you switches. So I'm going to double click here. Okay? We're going to say control switches. Now a switch, like I said, is just like a control switch. It's just like a light switch. It's either on or off. But these switches are different than self switches because they can affect anything in the game, not just this event. So we're going to show you how something like that could happen. I'm going to, right here in the second box, we're going to say success. Or find girl quest. Find girl quest, because that'll be better. Find girl quest. Okay. So find girl quest, when this switches on, we'll say complete. Find girl quest complete. When we find the girl and we set the single switch find girl quest operation on, okay, darn, you found me, suddenly the find girl quest is complete, okay? And we will now run another control switch, a self switch, to see, and now we'll make the page blank because we found her, she's disappeared, she's joined our party, whatever, okay? Now we'll make it blank. So that's what I was thinking earlier, but now we'll make her go away. So to show you how a switch can control anything, we'll make another. You can use a common event for this, but I'm going to teach common events in a new episode. That's why I'm not doing it this way, not using a common event. We're going to make a new event anywhere on here. We'll put it in the bottom left or top left. Oops, bottom left. And we'll say new event. And in this event, we're going to make it a parallel process or an auto run. You can do either. We'll go with auto run. I'll teach you about parallel processing in another tutorial. So auto run, and what we're gonna do, we're gonna play a sound effect when we've completed this quest, and the sound effect will be an ME. I think we'll pick an ME, and we'll say victory, because that sounds like an awesome quest completion sound. And the condition of this will be if the find the girl quest is complete. To do that, you click this checkbox and the double dot, and then you select the find girl quest complete, which was turned on by finding the girl, right? In page 3, you turn that switch on. So when that switch is on, it makes the victory sound. And then we're going to do something a little bit fancy, okay? In Photoshop, I have made this success picture, okay? This success word. And I've saved it in Documents, in RPG Maker VXACE. Where is it here? That's VX. Where's RPG Maker VXACE? Where is it? I'm probably looking right at... There it is. So, Practice RPG, and then I put it in graphics, and I put it in pictures. So you'll see it right here. It's a PNG. It's set to interlace, so the background is transparent. So I've inserted it into the picture folder in my documents in the RPG Maker game, okay? And just so you know, the default size of RPG Maker, when you play it, if you go to canvas size, you'll see that I've made this 544 width by 416 height, because this is the window size of a default RPG Maker project once you launch it, okay? So that way it will automatically be centered when I show the picture. So I'm going to play I'm going to wait one more second. Yeah, one more second. So we're going to wait 60 frames just for some effect. Then we're going to play a sound effect of like an explosion or slapping, okay? Play sound effect. You'll see what I'm doing here in a second. Play SE, and we don't want that. What do I want? I want like an explosion. Slash saint. What do we have here? Fire. That's alright. But here's an explosion. We've got a couple different explosions. I like that one. So, we're gonna explosion. Actually, you know what? I never thought of this right away, but we'll take it one step further. Instead of just playing a sound effect, we'll play an animation, okay? So, if I get out of this window for a sec, we'll go to animations, and we can see the explosions here. I know they're in here somewhere. Or maybe it's called not natural. Thunder, where is it? Power up, shoot special, thunder. I know there's an explosion one in here somewhere. Thunder, is it just called explosion? Fire. Recovery. I don't know where it is. There's an explosion one in here somewhere. I know there it is. Glowing light, maybe? Alright, we'll play with that one, okay? Glowing light. So we're gonna make that explosion sound, oops, cancel, on this effect here. So we've got victory, wait 60 frames, and then we're gonna play a sound effect of that explosion that we liked, number 2. I like that one. So play explosion, and then we're going to play an animation. So show animation on the player, and we're going to go down to the bottom. We're going to say the glowing light. I like that. So we're not going to wait for completion because I want it to play through. Then we're going to show a picture, okay? Show picture, and we're going to say success. Okay, so success is going to play in the middle of the screen, and we don't need to touch anything else here. And then we're going to have that picture wait 120 seconds. We want it to show for a little bit, and then we're going to move picture. I know we don't want to move it, but this is what you use for modifying your picture in any way. So what we're going to do, this is how long it takes for the movement or change to happen. So we're going to say it takes another maybe 100 frames for it to disappear. And in your opacity, I want you to set this to 0, okay? And we are going to wait for this to complete. So this will fade that out instead of having the picture success just disappear. Then once it's completely faded out, it will erase, okay? And now, in hindsight, oops, I didn't mean to close that. In hindsight, I said to make this auto run, but actually set it to parallel process. There's one difference between parallel process and auto run that you should know about right away. And the first, that thing is, in a auto run, the player has no control over his character while an auto run process is happening. Okay? But if you make a parallel process, the parallel process will happen over top of the character moving around, okay? So your player can still move around when a parallel process is happening. So we want this to be smooth and a nice fun transition on top of the character, okay? We don't want it to lock him down and make the player wait for the animation to finish, because that's annoying, okay? So we're going to do this, we're going to say parallel process. So this is success. We're going to call this success. And like I said, a better way to do this would be a common event, but I will teach you about common events later. And now, one thing that we can do, find girl quest complete. Another thing we can do, we can go into the girl behind the counter, we can copy this event page and paste it to make a new one. Now, after you've found the girl, we can set this second page to, you need the switch for the girl quest to be complete. After you complete the quest, you can talk to this girl, and she will say, "Wow, how did you find her?" But she won't say that before you find the girl. Before you find the girl, just regularly, we'll set up something. Have you found her? Oops, spelling mistake. Found her yet? That's what we'll say. You know, she knows where she is. She's a bitch. She's a lying bitch. But that's okay. Okay? It's a great plot device. We love lying bitches. So, we've set everything up here. I'm going to show you what it looks like. Hopefully it runs. Hopefully I didn't make any stupid mistakes. Like I said, stupid mistakes will happen to you. Okay? I promise. So now we're going to play test this. Okay? Actually, you know what? We can do one more thing before we play test. Go to Map Properties, and you can go to Specify or Auto Change BGM. I'm going to auto change the background music, and you're going to pick a music that suits this room for you. Okay? I doubt any of those places are going to be good, but I like this one. So I'm going to go with Field 2 for our game. Oops. Cancelled because I'm a dumbass. Specify BGM Field 2. Alright, we're going to try this out now. So we've saved. I hope you can hear me over loud audio. We're going to see how this game works out. Look at this. So she's going to all her things. She's walking around, checking the cabinets. And the sound effect, the girl comes in. The exclamation mark, she turns around. The girl walks to the counter. Can I help you? Now, the player gets the option to press enter whenever they want. I'm hiding from that bastard kid. Don't see, I ran off the edge there. That's what I was talking about. But don't worry about that. You guys can fix that in your project. But for the sake of just showing you, forget about it. Oh, okay, got it. So she goes and she hides in the corner. She turns around. The player comes in. Have you seen Cutscene Girl? Oh, of course not. She's definitely not in here. Let's see, I've run off the edge again. I think I'm still going to take a look around and run off the edge one more time. Make sure you test your game and you figure out if that's happening to you, okay guys? For my game, don't worry about it. So, I can walk around now, okay? This is set to hurt me like I talked about in previous episodes. On the counter, I click here. Oh. See, I've screwed up on my passability. I can walk over this stuff. So make sure you guys control that in your tile sets. I haven't set these tile sets up yet. So these are bugs you're going to find in your game, okay? Remember that. Remember to check for that stuff. So you do that in the tile set, right? You go into your tile set and you choose passability for certain objects. So I can now go up to the counter and talk to the girl. Have you found her yet? Right? Because the switch is on. Now, we're going to test that animation when the success happens, right? I'm going to go up here, talk to her, and we're going to get the awesome success animation. Dawn, you found me! Woo! Awesome. You see that? So, see what's happening here? It's playing over and over again. Because that's what parallel processors do. So do events. Now I'll show you how to stop that. That is the importance of what I was telling you before. When you control switch, you self switch into a blank page. So we go in here, and at the end of this we have to self switch, control self switch A into a new page. Self switch A is on into this blank page, okay? And now it will stop. Parallel processes and auto runs will force themselves to repeat over and over again until you've controlled them to stop. So you must do that, okay? So skip through all this and she'll go up there and hide. Also, remember to notice that I could freely walk around when the animation was happening. And that was the big deal that I was making about parallel processes as well. So there we go, success. And now I can talk to her, the control switch is on. That's it. Now it's not repeating, you see that? The event is not repeating over and over again because I've controlled it to stop. I've self-switched it into a blank event. So I can talk to her. Wow, how did you find her? See? Right, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this lesson. If you guys have any questions, let me know, and I'll answer any of them. Put them in the comment section so everybody else can see them. If it's a... Sorry, if you see a question in the comment section that you also have, hit the like button on their comment, and hit the like button on my video. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and I'll see you guys next time. I hope this was a good episode. And if you guys have any suggestions for next episode, please put those in the comment section as well. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.